Welcome back to Nostalgianomics, another live. I know I had it set at noon, and then I pushed it off till 12:15, and I ended up making it by about noon. So sorry for all the time changes on you guys. I will take a couple minutes to let people get in here if they were thinking it was 15 minutes later. But just like every Tuesday, I will be going live on Eli Pokemart USA's channel after this. That's at 2 p.m. Central Time. So I hope to see you guys all there as well. But me and Eli will always have different subjects to talk about. We like to talk about some of the news going on, and we come up with some kind of subject for the day. And so I wanted to talk about something that we aren't going to talk about, and it's not really going to get talked about in one of those lives anyway. Is I want to talk about the difference in investing and selling. We talked about it a lot, just kind of touch on that, but then talk about why to use each different route of selling, what makes sense for you, and also some of the inconsistencies that we see from some of the other people in this space that, either invest, don't invest, run a business, they flip, they collect, whatever it may be, but some of the inconsistencies so you can see them and make up a decision for yourself on how you want to go about selling your, investments and your collections and how you want to, move in and out of things and those types of things. Because oh yeah, and sorry, sorry if the video is a little clickbaity, like, time to sell your Pokemon investments. No, I'm not saying go out and sell your Pokemon investments. I'm saying when the time comes, right? Like when you're inevitably selling something. All of us are selling something. A lot of us are always buying and always selling. If you're not right now, there'll come a time when an investment appreciates or your collection appreciates to a certain point and you will want to sell. So it really has to do with that. So first off, I probably get in this argument in this space more than any other argument, like more than anything, I promise you. And it's this argument about the gains of Pokemon investing over like flipping or running a business, right? Guys, you are almost always going to make more money actively working, right? So it doesn't even matter if it's a Pokemon business, like you getting a job. Let's say you get a job and you're making 50 grand a year, right? So you go get a job, you're making a $50,000 salary. Well, if you're making 10% a year on your investment, you would have to have 500 grand invested just to keep up with your $50,000 a year salary, right? Now, if you're making 100 grand a year, you got to have $1 million invested, making 10% every year just to make what you do at work, right? And so on average, for most of us, you're always going to make more actively working. And that's what anyone who, even if you don't have a business, like anyone running a Pokemon business, they're working. Anyone who doesn't have a technical business or license or LLC or any of that, but they buy things to flip, whether they buy collections, break them down, they flip sealed product, they break down products and sell the individual pieces. You buy singles, grade, and then sell the graded cards. And anytime you're buying and selling, you're working, right? You're exchanging your time and effort for money. That is not investing. So you'll constantly get people say, Alex, I make exponentially more than you do on your Pokemon investments. That's great. I don't work on my Pokemon investments. I got boxes sitting on shelves downstairs for years that I haven't touched, looked at, or even thought about really for years. Like you don't work on your investments, right? Passive investing is all about your money working for you, not working for your money. You're not trying to outpace your income. Say what you want about Dave Ramsey, but one of his sayings he always says is so true. Your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. It's not where the best investment is. Did I invest in an S&P or a mutual fund or Pokemon or a crypto? Like, yeah, you can get lucky and go to the moon and get rich, but your most powerful wealth building tool on average is your income. It's not your investment, appreciation. But your investment appreciation is so your money can work for you while you're off working for the money, right? And also what your investments are for is when that day comes where you no longer want to work, you have a nest egg set aside where you continue to make money off it, or you can sell off those pieces and continue to have an income when you retire. Whereas if you're just constantly flipping in and out, you're not saving anything, you're basically setting yourself up to work forever. You're never going to retire because you've never set any money aside unless you're, building this big business and you're going to try to get a big evaluation and then sell it off and you're going to live off the money you get from the business. That's always an option. But, 99.9% of people, they invest their money, whether it be, 401k or Roth IRA or a SEP, 401k or something, or, alternative assets like this. Like that's how most people, store up money and then retire and live off, at least in America. I mean, in a lot of other countries, I'm sure as well. So try to, get out of that mindset when people try to suck you in those arguments. Working a job, flipping cards, grading cards, breaking down items, constantly, making listings and shipping orders and dealing with customers and looking for new lots and new deals and getting them and breaking them. That's work. You're even if you don't want to call it work, you don't want to call it a business, you're exchanging your time and energy for money. It's not investing. So you do not want to try to compare, working income versus investment appreciation or investment gains. That's the first thing. All right. Second thing is, this is where the inconsistencies come in that I have a problem with in the space. Okay. And I'm not going after anyone personally. So guys, don't try to, take names. It's just something I've seen, periodically. So you constantly hear a lot of people in the selling space, the business space of Pokemon and collectibles, talk against auctions, right? A lot of people say not to auction your things. They say to buy at auction, right? You can find deals at auction, but don't sell at auction because you're going to get less for your money, and it's better to, sell it, buy it now, and wait for the buyers to come. But in the same sentence, right, a lot of those people are also against investing or against holding long-term inventory, okay? And so they're against holding long-term inventory, but they're okay with having hundreds, if not thousands of items listed on their stores, sitting, not moving, not making any money. A lot of times the items could be going down, right? So you're basically just like playing the market at that point. You could be going down, could be going up, but if the main goal is to constantly rinse and repeat and have the inventory move and the cash flow, why are we so okay with letting hundreds and thousands of items sit worth tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars? I don't know. Some people maybe even millions of dollars, right? And you say, well, yeah, because they want to get the top dollar. But that's the same negative that they say about investing is, well, you're investing, you're sitting on that money. It could be better used if you constantly in and out and cash flow it. Well, okay, then why aren't you cash flowing all of your inventory that you have listed? Wouldn't it be better to even take 10, 15% less? Just auction everything when you get it. Take that money, go get those same things you can get those gains on, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Your margins may be lower, but you're moving the inventory, you're moving the products a lot faster. Isn't that the whole goal? Isn't that the reason investing is bad? See how confusing that gets? Also, a lot of these people making a lot of sales, here's the dirty little secret, especially about eBay. Most of them are using sponsored listings, meaning they're not paying 12 or 13%. A lot of times when they're listings, they actually end up paying 15%, 18, 20%, sometimes more than 20% to get that item sold because they're promoting it using the sponsored listings at such a high percentage to make sure it's at the top of the list, to make sure it gets the eye of the buyers. And so if you're going to end up paying sponsored listings, you're going to end up paying 15, 20, maybe more than 20% to sell that item, but you're worried about it going 5, 10, maybe 15% less at auction and getting immediate liquidity. Why wouldn't you just auction it every time if you're going to promote it and wait anyway? Do you see how it just doesn't make a lot of sense when you actually break it down? It's like, in a way, they're inadvertently investing in their inventory. So they're sitting on tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands or more in inventory that is not moving quickly, that they don't want to invest with in products that have a better chance of appreciation because they want to run a business and flip and flip and flip, but they don't want to flip it quick. Like a lot of these people, you can watch their stores. They'll have items on there for 3, 6, 9, 12 months not selling, just trying to build up this big giant store. Well, why? I mean, if the whole goal is to flip as fast as possible, continue to get that cash flow and that money, and then throw it back into new product and keep making those percentage gains, why would you let all this inventory sit for months and months and months and years? Do you guys see the inconsistency here? It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like, don't invest, but only invest in inventory. But my whole goal is to switch. I don't get it. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about this in the chat. Anyone who does run a Pokemon business, anyone who does buy and sell, what do you guys think about that? Because, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to name names, but a lot of people believe this and they run their business this way. And it just doesn't compute in my mind. Like, if that's the whole goal, then isn't the goal to get the money back as fast as possible? Wouldn't the goal be to just throw everything at auction as long as you're getting within a certain range, as long as, it's not some really niche cards that, don't sell very often, you might get crushed. I mean, especially ultra modern. Why would you have any ultra modern on the shelves? Why would you have any Paldean Fates, 151, whatever, if you could throw it at auction and it's going to get around market price anyway? Especially if you're promoting those listings. You might make even more at auction. By the way, I don't promote my eBay store that much, guys. I have been auctioning some things. And some of these, and I'm going to have more auctions coming this week. And so if you want to pay attention, if you see anything you like, you might be able to pick something up. The link's in the description. But yeah, it's like I actually got more. So I had items listed at buy it now for, whatever, 1, 2, 3 months. I delisted them. I ran them at auction, and they actually went for more than what I had them listed at. For more. And some went around the same, some went a little bit under, but I didn't get crushed on anything. Everything went around the same, if not more, some a little less than what I had it listed at buy it now. But I'm sitting here waiting months and months and months to get my money back. Well, why? Why would we do that? Not only that, if you throw it at auction right when you get it, a lot of the time, especially if it's newer singles, a lot of the time it's going to be higher. A lot of the time, the market drops a lot on at least the newer singles as time goes on, especially in that first 1, 2, 3 years. So you might be listed buy it now, and then a bunch of other sellers come in, and you got to drop the price and drop the price and drop the price. Whereas if you threw it at auction, you would have got a better amount for it, got the money back faster, been able to rinse and repeat. So I don't know if auctions should get as much heat as they used to. I think people need to decide what their goal is. Like maybe your goal is to invest in inventory. Maybe you believe in this stuff and you just think, overall it's going to continue to rise and you don't want to sell it slow, right? Or you want to sell it slow. You don't want to sell it fast. You think like the longer you have it, the more it's going to rise or something, or you're going to get more for it. I don't know. I truly don't know. But if the goal is just to flip stuff as fast as possible, then it seems like auctions would be the way to go, because we don't want to invest. We don't want to hold things. That's dead money. It's bad. It's evil. Dead money's evil. We gotta rinse and repeat and flip and cash flow. Well, then why aren't you cash flowing your entire 500, 1,000 store inventory? You see what I'm saying, guys? So what do you have to say about that? I just want to hear. That's why I wanted to do this live and not a video. So I'd then you get comments come in. I wanted to get it live, so I heard your guys' comments to it. So let's see. Let's see what everyone's saying. Well, Levi's in the chat said, just a quick question for you, Alex. Would you hold Evolving Skies ETBs if you had a strong position in them? Feel like they should have a good year? Yeah, they should do. I think they should be fine. As Evolving Skies keeps rising, as the loose packs continue to sell out, the loose pack price will get closer to the booster box price, which will help the ETB price, as well as those ETBs look great. They are collectible. I like Evolving Skies ETBs. Yeah. Shizy on holiday in Australia. Appreciate from my Singapore hotel. All right. Appreciate you, man. Jess, all my stuff is long-term since it's mostly Scarlet and Violet. I missed the boat. Hey, Jess, it's all right. Getting in now is a great time to get in the hobby. It's affordable. It's fun. No big deal there. I want to hear what anyone has to say about the selling and investing side of things. Let's see. Your average player, he usually has some good takes. Best thing you can do for yourself is increasing your wage, investing in yourself, improve. Yeah, exactly. I am thinking... Let's see. AK Cam said, yeah, I agree, but it was time for me to take some profits. I still have some left. Investing is a tool for rich people to accumulate more wealth, spending time and money. Investing in yourself is the best investment. People are poor. Honestly, it can be. That's true. It can be. In Australia, everyone gets a little portion from their pay into retirement fund. And when you retire, you can access the account. It's called super annuation. Okay, well, that's cool. And that's the thing. It's like, I'm not trying to promote like one form of investing over another in this video. I'm not trying to like compare the S&P or mutual funds or other, countries, retirements or Pokemon. It's just the fact of like the mindset of people that are against investing or against holding dead inventory or whatever people call it. And they're very pro flipping. They're very pro running a business. At the same time, like I said, they have hundreds and thousands of items in their inventory that they let sit there for months and months, even years on end, when their whole model is, I want to sell as fast as possible, flip, rinse, repeat, flip, rinse, repeat. It's like, well, then auction it. Flip, rinse, repeat, auction it. I mean, even if you take less profit per item, if you can run through 10 times as many items per year because you're just auctioning it through every 7 days, you know, you're done with those items, you have money to move back in, you're going to be way ahead of letting items sit for 9 months just so you can get top dollar. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. I'm trying to see if anyone's does anyone have any comments? Does anyone have any thoughts on this subject in particular? Because I'd love to hear your thoughts, because I constantly see it all over YouTube, and it just like I can't get it out of my mind. It's so hypocritical, right? It's like, how can you be against investing or like, you know, talk about how great flipping is or how great running a business is because you don't have to hold anything and it's constant in and out. But at the same time, your store has hundreds and thousands of items worth tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars that are sitting stagnant, that are not working for you, that you should be, you know, flipping, getting out of, and getting new inventory in. Like, what's your guys' thoughts on that? It just seems hypocritical. It seems inconsistent. It's not inventory. It's their personal collection. There you go. Now we start bringing out the those types of things. Yes, that's funny. Yeah, I'm early 30. I'm 33. I'm 33 years old. Years young. 18, just getting started. Hey, it's a good time to get started. Things are cheap. They're widely available. You know, a lot of things, you know, did take a drop. I mean, a lot of things are really high, right? XY, Sun and Moon, a lot of Sword and Shields going higher. But a lot of Scarlet and Violet stuff is great entry points still. So it's not a bad time to get in. I think people sit on product because they don't want to take a loss. The margin is like 15% for flipping if they sell quick. Well, here, Badly Super. Let me be more specific then. The people who, let's say, you know, it's not sealed product, right? Let's say it's something that has margins. Let's say it's like they bought collections or they graded cards and there is enough margin left in there, you know. But let's say, you know, if they sold it at full market price and waited months, they could get a 30% margin. But if they sent it at auction, they might only get 15 or 20%. Why would you not auction that every single time? Because the amount of times you can flip that money is worth more than getting that extra little bit, letting it buy it now. That's kind of my point. Not like trying to just get out of sealed product and take losses. That I understand that. You don't spend a lot of time to make good money flipping. Just have to use your time. Yeah, but it's not about like how much time you spend. It's just the simple fact of, you know, when you're putting forth effort and energy and time to do something, you're obviously going to get more return than if you spend zero time and let your money work for you. That's the difference in a job and investing. And it doesn't have to be a lot of time. It's a part-time job. It's only an hour, 2 hours a day, a night, a week, whatever. It's still, you're working instead of investing, Jimbo. That's kind of the point between an active income and a investment appreciation over time. Levi, I manage a card shop or run a detailing business, so I don't really have time to flip Pokemon stuff. I buy and sell vehicles, garage sale in the summer months, so I just dump all my money into holds. I get it, man. 31 here. In my opinion, the best bet is to sell based on value and not on price. Racing to the bottom is the worst possible thing you can do. Been ripping and shipping on TikTok for the past 4 years. Okay, good advice. Alex, do you have a price target ROI for booster boxes? No, I don't. Guys, I don't do any predetermined price points, no predetermined percentage gains. Every product is its own beast, right? Like you can't, it's impossible to like have this structure because every box performs differently. Like what if you had a structure set up that you said like, I sell every time a box reaches 100%. Well, I guess you sold Evolving Skies at $200 a box, right? Evolving Skies is gone, right? You didn't hold Team Up. You didn't hold any Sun and Moon XY. You're getting ready to sell a bunch of your Sword and Shield stuff. Like I don't like that. And I don't like a certain amount of time. I don't like the 3 to 5 year thing either. Some boxes might go up in the first 2.5 years. Some might take 5, 6 years. I mean, we're seeing Sun and Moon stuff rise now, and a lot of that stuff's 5, 6, 4 years old, and it's just taking some time. So every product, every card has to stand on its own 2 feet. I think it's impossible to make like a blanket metric over it, in my opinion. I believe it's influencers trying to persuade others to either boom or tank particular releases. Interesting. The best advice is to stay away from credit cards and loans, buy everything. Yeah, I mean, so I'm 100% against credit cards, but I obviously use a credit card with 2% cash back. I just always make sure I have the cash in the bank to be able to pay it off every month because you never want to pay interest. Ponga, sell everything. Hey, Ponga, I said if you're still here, I'd love to get your I would love to get your thoughts on this, man. So if you're still here, Ponga, and you know everyone I'm talking about in the industry that's against investing, right? So what do you think about the people who are against investing and talk down to people of holding things, right? They call it like dead inventory. I can make so much more, flipping this or flipping that. But at the same time, they're hypocrites and they have hundreds and thousands of items for sale in their stores that's just sitting. It's dead inventory, right? It's tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars. When in reality, shouldn't they be sending it all to auction, spending all that money getting new inventory, sending it at auction and flipping that inventory like 10 times a year instead of maybe once or twice a year? I mean, especially if it's ultra modern, especially if you know it's going to sell, it's liquid, and you know it's going to go around market price, especially when you and I both know that a lot of these people are using promoted listings, meaning they're not paying 12 or 13%. A lot of them end up paying 15, 20, even 20+% to sell the items. So even if the auction goes 5, 10, 15% lower, they're basically still making around the same amount per card, and they have instant liquidity, can go buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell again. Because what people are inadvertently doing, they're just investing in their inventory, and they're getting mad at others for investing in better assets and holding long term just because so what do you think about that, man? There is no correct answer for different for everyone and every item. I don't look upon anyone for what they want to do. Oh, Ponga, always. You should be a politician, man. Always the political answer. I like it. Oh, man. Alex, what are your thoughts on buying tins and breaking them down into loose packs, quick ball tins? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a way to go. You can definitely find them where, the market hasn't figured it out, optimized that item. And so, yeah, you can get them at prices where you can break them down, make a profit. Absolutely. Absolutely. The NN Army. What's up, James? Let's see. Are you holding any LO and ST? Absolutely. Yeah. I just bought more of it. I just talked about it last week. I bought more of that recently. What would be a price that you would make that would make you happy getting out of them at? I don't know. Again, I don't do prices, guys. It just, I get a feel for the market. I try to audit my investments every quarter or every half year, something like that. I like to see what the market's doing. I decide if I have the same outlook for it or if I feel the market sentiment is where I want it to be. I remain fluid. I don't put myself into boxes. I don't create price targets or time frames. I think all that stuff is, it's nice and fluffy to say like, I'm going to hold this for 3 to 5 years, or I'm going to hold this till I make 100%. It's all fine and good. But when that time comes, are you 100% going to sell it, or are there other factors that might play in? So I just like to take everything as a whole. Like some things I might sell before it even hits 100%. Some things I might hold until it's, 300-400%, right? It just depends on the item. It depends on the market sentiment at the time. It depends on if I still have the same outlook for that item in the future. Honestly, flipping besides the time and work requires a lot more info and knowledge. Investing, yeah, this is another thing. Thanks for Jimbo. I appreciate that. I wanted to touch on that as well because I get in a lot of back and forths on my Discord with people. And here's the thing, guys. First and foremost, I am happy. I don't understand anyone being upset with people making money in this hobby, right? The big thing now is to demonize people who make money in the hobby, right? But here's the other thing. I'll give you guys some spice, or I'll give you guys some spicy stuff. Do you see all the white knights in this hobby right now who are upset that Twice Big Jake went to whatnot, or they're upset with mystery products, or they're upset with, it's you can't make money doing things they deem are wrong, but it's okay to do other things. It's okay to make first to market plays on PSA grading when you flip a card to someone and because every time and before it's happened, that card's going to crash in value, but hey, it's okay to make money that way, right? It's okay to, have paywalls set up. It's okay to make money that way. It's okay to, whatever it may be, right? It's like it's only okay for like certain ways to make money, but other ways are demonized, and you're a bad person if you make money that way. So first and foremost, I'm happy for everyone who makes money in this hobby doing anything that they possibly find, any niche they find, anything they enjoy. First and foremost, right? If just because I don't do it doesn't mean that it's wrong, doesn't mean that I'm not supportive of it, anything like that. But one of the things I get in a lot of things in my Discord, Godly Shad, if he's in the chat right now, we go back and forth about like vintage and mid-era investing in slabs, right? And he makes a lot of good points, right? If anyone knows to talk to him, he's a smart guy. He understands the market. But that's what I always go back to when I talk about it. I go, well, one, everyone can't do that, right? A lot of those are very expensive. They're very scarce. You can't even, if everyone wanted to go start investing in those, you couldn't even do it. You can't even find enough of them, okay? Like Jimbo just said, you have to have so much expertise. You have to learn so much knowledge about the hobby, know the ins and outs, and understand like what PSA grades are more sought after. Like the 20 million certs aren't as good as the 480 million and then 80 millions. You have to worry about like all these different hollow patterns and swirls and know the releases and the print. There's so much stuff you have to compile all this knowledge, right? And then you not only that, to actually buy those things, think of all the work you have to go through to buy some of those things. You have to watch tons of auctions all across different auction sites. You got to watch the Heritage, the Goldens, the PWCCs, the eBays. Pay attention to if private sales are going on to get an idea of where the market's at, how to get the best deal, right? You got to, when you are ready to buy and you know the price point you want, you got to wait for all those auctions and try to wait for them to come. Then when one finally comes, you got to watch it. You got to put in your bids and you got to try to win it. And there's just so much that goes into it. Whereas Modern Sealed, it's when it comes out anytime in the next usually 2 years, it's within everyone's price point. Pretty much everyone here can afford, $20, $30 or $30, $40 a month to buy one of every booster box. Most people here can afford, $180-ish a month to buy one of every case when they're released. One of every booster box case. There's four booster box sets released a year. That means one every 3 months, $180 for 3 months. You get in the 500s, which is what a case costs. So pretty much anyone can invest in this stuff. It's widely available. You don't have to search around to find. You can search around for prices for a little bit, but you can just go and buy it off the market. Very easy. You get it in, you set it on a shelf, right? When it comes time to sell, it's much easier to sell. It's much more liquid. You're not dealing with those hardcore collectors. You're not, dealing with an illiquid, niche item where it takes the right buyer. And it's not like, if you don't wait until it's in the thousands, it's not at a price point people can afford. If you let your box age from $80 to $90 a box up to $200, $300, $400, there's tons of buyers. It's very liquid. So that's why I love Modern Sealed. It just makes sense for the majority of people. Now, this is not taking away from that you can do well in the niches. You can do well in the vintage and the mid-eras and in all these other places. It's not taking away from that. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, this is a fun story. When I used to day trade, I used to be a part of, online day trading forums and things. And, sometimes I would post my wins, and I would have people tell me, well, Alex, that's an easy trade. That was an easy trade. What does that mean? It's an easy trade. Because you don't want to make money the easy way. It's like, I think that's what Modern gets a lot of the time. It's like, well, yeah, that's the obvious brain dead play. Okay, it makes money. It's been historically proven. Every box has gone up in value. It takes some time. It's easy to find. It's easy to do. It's at a price point I can afford. I can scale it easy. It's a brain dead play though. Okay, are we competing to see who's the best, most strategic investor, or are we just trying to make the most money we can possible with as little work and as little effort? Because that's what I'm trying to do. I'll just put myself out there. That's the camp I'm in. So I'm not trying to win the most the smartest investor game, or I'm not trying to win the most knowledge in Pokemon hobby game. That's fine. I can be a loser there. I can take my loss like a man. But it's definitely something to think about. The easy plays, the easy trades. It's hey, I'll take easy plays and easy trades and brain dead plays my entire life, and I'll laugh all the way to the bank. And so that's why that's the reason that I like, the Modern Sealed side. I like the investing side, and it just makes sense for me, and it makes sense for the majority of people. But again, no hate, no shade to anyone that doesn't like it or that sees things or does things a different way. Any way you can find to make money in this hobby. I'm not like one of the white knight snobs out there, right? Any way that you find to make money that is legal, that you're not scamming or cheating anyone, right? It's fine, right? It's fine. If you want to grade cards and sell first to market, go for it. There's collectors, buyers out there that want it. There's a need for it. Fill the need, right? I open packs. A lot of people don't like pack openers. I do it on Whatnot. Oh, I do it on YouTube. Okay, I enjoy opening packs. Other people enjoy opening packs with me. Great, right? I make content. Sometimes I'll shout out people who actually reach out to sponsor me because it makes sense. They have TCG business. I have a TCG channel. A lot of people here are already or maybe their customers in the future. So yeah, I have sponsorship deals that I take. Okay, cool. If you have sponsorship deals, awesome. People get mad at affiliate links. Guys, affiliate links cost you $0. It is literally the single best way you can support any content creator that you enjoy. It's the best way possible because you click the link, the content creator gets rewarded for it. They get a small percentage. It costs you $0. Zero. You click the link and it went to the place where you wanted to go. It's the same as you typing it in and going to it on your own web address, except this way, the company helps out the creator with zero cost to you. So I never understood why affiliate links get demonized. So that's really strange. Speaking of affiliate links, guys, obviously always in my description. If you guys are going shopping, I got Brian Pokiani. A lot of you guys know him and know his content. Brian's a real dude. He's down to earth. Me and him don't see eye to eye on everything, but that's fine. You don't have to see eye to eye on everything with all your friends. But I know one thing. He does run a legitimate business. Ships usually on time, packages well. Has pretty competitive pricing most of the time, not always the lowest, but you're shopping from a trusted seller who gets his product from actual distributors. You don't worry about being resealed or messed with. So his link's always in the top of the description. And then I always have my eBay and TCG Player Stores there as well. And obviously, if you guys, shop on Whatnot, I know it's crazy, but that link's there too. You get $15. But other than that, guys, it's like I don't understand the demonization of making money. And also, we'll go ahead and touch on the demonization on Whatnot. Guys, I talked about this in my Discord. I probably talked about it in other videos. If you guys were not around for the .com bubble in 1999, 2000, 2001, if you weren't around for eBay's inception, if you do not understand how many scams and how many issues there were on eBay in the first 5 years of operation, you need to go back and do some research. It was nowhere near a trusted website. There were scams running rampant. It was awful. Let's be honest. It was awful. If social media was around when eBay started, it would have got trashed worse than Whatnot. And so it's a perfect example of not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. A platform itself is a tool. It is a tool to do business on, right? It cannot be evil by definition. Now, the only thing that can make a tool evil is the person wielding the tool or people using the tool, right? So now you could say, well, some of the people in charge, they could be evil for allowing things. Okay. You could say the people on there did evil things. 100%. They did. Scammers, right? But it just started, right? If they can correct these things, get the people in power that were allowing those things out and new people running it, and you can get people like me and other trusted sellers on there not running scams, the platform can be saved. It's a platform. It's a good platform. It's easy to auction. It's easy to ship. It's easy to sell on, right? In my opinion, it's a great platform for buying and selling, building a community. Now, do I agree with things that happen on there? No, they're awful. Those people are awful. I would never stand up for them. I get it. I know why people are angry, but to hate on a whole platform and anyone who associates with that platform, it's wild to me. It is crazy. It's people that are in this cult mindset that, well, if creators that I know and love think this way, I need to think that way too. I got to get on the bandwagon. Guys, have some free thought. Understand what the bandwagons you're getting on, what you're agreeing to, okay? Because everything can be turned around over time. And guess what? Whatnot could end up being like eBay, right? 30 years from now, 20 years from now, 10 years from now. People might not, those scams might be just a whisper of the past, and everything could be running smoothly. Barely anyone's getting scammed, just like on eBay. Barely anyone gets scammed anymore. Even when people do, eBay usually refunds your money. It's very few times that ever happens they don't. That can happen, guys. It just all I'm saying is have open minds to things. It's all I'm asking everyone. So that's kind of my rant about all those subjects. So there you go. You guys are getting it today. Oh, man. Where do you find boxes in the 80s? I'm finding them in the 90s, still happy at that price, but I'm curious. Usually it's by the case. So if you search, so wherever you're searching, say it's eBay, type in, here, I'll do it right now. We're live. I can do this stuff. Another reason I like lives, guys. I can answer questions in real time. It's great. All right, let me share the screen. Share the screen. All right, so here's how you do it. Come on. All right, here's how you do it. So if you type in like Paradox, right, Rift booster box, right, just type in booster box, because sometimes if you type in booster box case, it'll take the results down. I like to, and then just sort by highest first, right, and then you're just gonna scroll down to where you see the lowest case listing. So keep scrolling. It looks like it's right here. Okay, all right, here you go. Paradox Rift booster box case. All right, so if we get up the handy dandy calculator on screen, all right, so we'll just round it up to 515 divided by 6 boxes. There you go. 85.83 per box right on eBay. So like, you know, they're in, you know, base set's still in the 80s. I think Paldea Evolved and Obsidian Flames is already in the 90s, mid to high 90s by now. But yeah, that's how you do it. I mean, on eBay right now, Paradox Rift, Scarlet Violet base, they're still in the 80s if you buy them by the case. So it's literally that easy. I mean, you know, by the single boxes, it might be a little harder because the reason they're able to give a little better deals by the case, because it cuts down a lot on the shipping price, and also they're able to move more inventory, so they're more likely to give more deals. But yeah, you can find them in the 80s right on eBay. Hope that helps, Brandon. Alex, I feel like buy and hold investing is the best way to make money in your sleep while still letting you enjoy. Yeah, that's what I think. So, I mean, when I wasn't doing this full time, that's pretty much all I did. I remember having conversations with people in this hobby, you know, like, and I would tell them, they'd be like, well, Alex, what are your sales at for the year? And it was like July or August or May, I forget. And I go, well, 0. They go, no, I'm serious. What's your sales at for the year? 0. What do you mean? I haven't sold anything. I'm not a buying, selling business. I only sell when my investments that I want to sell appreciate to a point where I want to sell them. And then when I do that, it's very little work, right? I make one listing maybe for the box, or maybe I make multiple listings. I sell some by the box, some by the case, and I just put a quantity on them and let them sell. And when those sell out, I'm done. I have 0 listings on my eBay again. I go back to living my life, letting things grow until I want to move another piece of inventory. And so it's a lot less stressful, a lot less engaging, a lot less what word am I looking for? A lot less demanding lifestyle than running like a full-time. You always have items listed on your eBay and TCG Player Stores. You're always getting messages from customers. You're always buying and selling. Like, it's definitely a lot less demanding than something like that. But again, you are going to make less gains than actively moving things. But you know, if you have a good income with your job, that's what investing's for. It's your money making you money while you're not working. It's not their money. They are playing with, so it's easy for them to give advice without the risk. Exactly, Ponga. I don't understand why this hobby always is this or that or everything when there's so many different avenues. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I wish we could get to that point. I wish we could get to the point where, hey, everyone's successful in their own way. There's no reason to talk down a different way. There's just different lifestyles that can, and different goals that each different person wants. Like, you know, when I get into the vintage arguments with people about like vintage slabs and mid-era slabs or things like that, you know, I'm not against it. Like, it comes off like I'm against it. And then, you know, we usually get to the point where we start like just memeing each other, and I'll say all vintage is garbage and it's all trash. And I'm just joking at that point. I think everyone knows me. Like, I'm sarcastic, you know, when it gets to that point. But it's just like, look, I'm rooting for you. I am rooting for you in anything you do. It's just, for me, I don't see it worth it to do all the research and know all the different cards and all the different charts and pay attention to all the different platforms, the eBay, the PWCC, the Heritage, the private sales, and really stay that engaged. And I just don't think, I think modern sealed is going to perform better, just, you know, buying it when it's released and letting it age. I could be wrong though, but that's what I believe. 2, I just think the effort that modern sealed takes is so minimal. It's seen as a brain dead play. and it's so easy. So it's like, why would I put forth all that effort when I can do this instead, right? It's like, it'd be like saying, hey, you can just sit at this desk all day and stare at the wall and we're going to pay you $100,000. Or you can go out and work in the hot sun and the cold and do construction every day, but you're going to make 120. It's just like, why would I put forth that much effort? Well, you can make more money a little bit, or maybe you make the same amount of money. Maybe it's less. Maybe the slabs and things do worse. Like, it's like, it just doesn't make sense. Like if it was something to where like, it was like exponentially better, it's like, okay, fine, I'll go ahead and just suffer through it. But it's like modern steel just makes the most sense because of the ease of access and the time and the energy and the demanding and the low demand that it has. Well, people are talking about Jake because he was super outspoken about criticizing people that did that, and now he's doing it. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I get that. That's a reason to be mad at someone. I understand. I do think people are spinning it though. They're spinning it to just like go after Whatnot or go after pack breakers in general again, right? So I understand being mad at him for that, but like going after someone for opening packs to providing entertainment for people. Here's the thing, guys. There's nothing that I do that I haven't done or wouldn't do myself, right? I've bought slabs for my collection. I still have slabs in my collection for just collection, not even trying to appreciate them, right? Like, or like not even appreciate them, not even having them for appreciation purposes, right? I just have them because I like them and they mean something to me. So I have no problem selling slabs, right? I have partaken in pack breaks before. Right. I've partaken in them online. I have done them at collecticons. I've done Rip Till You Hits and other things. I enjoy it. Right. And so I open packs. So because I've done it before, I enjoy it and other people enjoy it. It's entertaining. So that's how I can, live with myself doing pack breaks. Whatnot's never been anything but nice to me. They've been very helpful. Always help like promote my streams, help me out, like, give me sponsors type stuff. Like Whatnot's been great to me. Right. They've never asked me to do anything that I disagree with, that's been immoral. They've never really asked me to do anything, period. They've asked me to, what I thought about this or that. And I've said, yeah, that sounds fun. I'll do that. And they say, okay, that sounds great. Like, so it's like, I have nothing bad to say. I have nothing bad to say about any one of those areas. Like anything that I do in this hobby, it all makes sense as in the fact that I don't see anything wrong with it. I've done most everything I do in the hobby as a customer myself. And like I said, I guess I'm comfortable enough with my morality that I know I'm not doing anything suspicious or evil. And so, I can it's like a Bible verse, right? It's like I can walk through the valley of the shadow of death and fear no evil. That's how I feel. Like I can go I can break packs anywhere I want. I can do it on YouTube or Whatnot or Twitch or Drip. I don't care. Like they're the same packs. They're coming out of the same boxes. Most of all I get from Eli at Pokemart that are all coming straight from distribution. Right? Like I rip them live on screen. Like, I mean, I forget who said it, but like maybe Rudy said it, but like you don't have to scam people or do anything under the table to be successful in this hobby, right? Like just being honest and running a good business and whatever else you do, it's enough. It's really enough. Like nice guys don't have to finish last. Like you can do maybe not just as well, right? Maybe I can't become Blake's Breaks and like make millions scamming, but you can be very successful doing it by the book and being honest. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know why there's just so much hate for so many different ways of doing things in this hobby. It's strange. It needs to stop. Live and let live. Absolutely. AK Cam. Probably the smartest decision I made. I bought 50 Evolve These Guys ETBs over the past 6 months at $44.99. 100% on your money, brother. Congratulations, Nick. See, we need to give Nick a round of applause. Anyone making that kind of money, that's where it's at. Even though average player says it's total cap. Yeah, absolutely, James. There's always going to be nuances with investing. No one knows the future. I don't know the future. I just go off, what I see, the past results, what the market's telling me, what the customer base is telling me, and making my best decision based on that. But yeah, you never know. There's a lot of things to consider. I've been successful up till now. Hope it continues. But yeah, you never. The future's a mystery. Maybe we get hit by a bus tomorrow and we die. I don't know. Maybe China apparently is hacking our entire tech infrastructure and the whole country's going to shut down. I don't know. That's what I hear all over the news, though. What's your thoughts on long-term investing in uncut sheets? Man, those are those items. They're just so niche. I just, they probably do well. I don't really know what to speak on with those. They're so limited. There's such a small buyer pool that one even wants them or two can afford them. And, it's the market can be all kind of crazy spots up and down, depending on what buyers want to pay what when the time comes when they hit the market. Very dangerous, but you can do very well. Do you think vintage slabs will bounce back? If so, how long? I think a portion of them will most likely do well. I do not think the majority of them will do well. So if I was to invest in vintage, first edition base is going to be up there, right? High grades of first edition base. It's very hard to find. It's very hard to find in mint condition. So I like first edition base. I like going after popular Pokemon. So when you go after the Pokemon that people like, the Charizards, the Gengars, the Pikachus, the list goes on and on. You're going to have a lot better opportunity going for those. The most sought after higher end cards, right? The Shinings, the Gold Stars, like things like that has a good buyer pool, especially when they're popular Pokemon as well. I think those have good chances, but I do not think it's going to be like a rising tide raises all ships like before during the boom. I don't think that everything is going to do well on vintage. Like, I don't think you're going to go find like a random, just pull up a Pokemon. I don't care. Like a random hollow Ursaring card. I'm sure I got an Ursaring fan and I'm pissing off, but sorry. But or some random Porygon hollow. Like, I don't think some of these, all these random hollows across all these different sets, I just don't think there's enough people that care or are going to want to care or are going to have the money to throw at all those different things. So I think the money will be more concentrated into certain things, and certain things will do well over time. Now, how well, how long, I don't know. I still believe in modern sealed because even though a lot of the vintage stuff has fallen a good deal, they're still at high prices, right? They're still higher than they were before the boom. And just by definition, there's more risk buying into something that's already appreciated. Whereas buying into modern sealed, right? Guys, sorry, I guess the internet around here is a little choppy. By the way, I'm hardwired in too. I mean, I run a hardwire straight to my router and it's still having problems. Sorry about that. But could be China. God, what were we talking about? The modern sealed. But with modern sealed, your entry point is like the risk level there is so small, and throughout all the historical data, the reward ratio is so much higher. So it just has such a great risk to reward ratio with modern sealed that it just makes more sense. But a lot of people want to, they're collectors. They want to own that stuff. They just want to know, can I collect it and not lose my ass? It's like, yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff will probably do well. It's just, you have to be a lot more careful. You got to know what you're doing. And you got to be willing to, understand you're taking risks. Guys, not just vintage. Any singles are always going to be higher risk, but you could get higher rewards. If those singles take off, like we've seen in tag teams and XY, they will actually outperform the booster box gains. But they're few and far between. And when they have downturns, they're going to have a lot further downturns than the booster box when they have downturns. And so you just want to be very careful when dealing with any singles or any graded cards in any eras. That's kind of my advice to you there. Paldean Fates booster bundle display box as an investment. I think it's early on any Paldean Fates. If you're worried about just getting the best price point, you can get in really good prices. Great, go for it. But it is going to be that dead money we talk about probably for a while. There's a lot of it printed. There might even be more come. Like it just got released. When things are brand new, sometimes I'll move in them just because if I can get them in like the 70s or 80s or like crazy cheap booster boxes or crazy cheap ETBs or bundle, whatever you want to buy. I will jump in, but I don't mind having money, dead money sit around. I just want to have good entry points. So just understand that when you buy things that are new like this, there could be reprints. It could take a while for them to move, like years. So just understand that it's not a get rich quick overnight success thing. I'm very new to this. I believe the majority of my inventory in sealed ETB. If my inventory is sealed ETB. If I want to rip a box every once in it, for sure. But booster boxes are safe to start off with. Then you can see other risks. Yeah, absolutely. And also, guys, like as you age in this hobby and you continue to like your collection, your investment appreciates, or you do make some plays and flips and you're able to like build up, you know, some profits, it makes it a lot easier because you're free rolling, right? You're using house's money at that point. So the first year to 2 years, that is the absolute hardest time in this hobby to be involved in it, right? After that, it gets a lot easier because you have profits, right? You can sell off some of your inventory, some of your long-term sealed investments, realize some of those gains. You can take some of your money back out of the hobby that you put in. You can use some of that money to actually go make more plays or more investments, and you start free rolling. It just kind of builds over time. So when you see people taking big risks, a lot of people that are taking big risks in this hobby, it's because they have such a large position and such a big amount of profits and gains built up that they can afford to take those risks. They're not taking it with their own money out of their bank account. They're taking it with profits they have from Pokemon. And so that's my advice is just, you know, the first couple of years is a grind. And if you can survive and you can stack up some gains and some profits, that's when it really gets fun. And you can really start, you know, making some crazy plays. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find any questions right now. I'm trying to like take anything I haven't seen we talked about yet. Let's see. Anything going on? What happened to Pokemart? Nothing. We'll be live today. Yeah, guys, everyone in here. 150 people in here in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. Are you guys insane? Man, I appreciate all of you so much. Thanks so much for being here. Pokemart USA. If you're not subscribed to his channel, I do a weekly live stream with him on his channel Tuesday afternoons at 2 p.m. Central Time. I will be over there. So in about an hour, I will be live on Pokemart's stream as well. But I wanted to get on here because we talk about different things on there, like some news things and other things going on in the hobby. You know, this isn't going to be a topic of conversation on there. So that's why I wanted to go live on my channel because it was just on my mind lately. And I wanted to get it out and I wanted to talk about it live because it just comes out better than doing a video about it and trying to read the comments. I wanted you guys to be able to respond to me live. And so this went well. But no, I'll be on Pokemart's channel today. Just started from the beginning. In my opinion, auctions are completely fine. Obviously, you can't buy at retail, auction immediately, and make money. But the point is dead money sitting. Yeah. So I'm not telling you guys to go buy sealed product and auction it. What I'm saying is, you know, if you're like a card grader or you buy out collections and break them down, you know, if it might take, you know, 6 months or 9 months for you to let all, say you grade a 50 or 100 card order, or you buy a collection and break it down, there's 100 listings, right? Let's say it might take you 6, 9, 12 months for every one of those listings to sell, right? And you don't know if the market's going to swing down during that time. Maybe it swings up, you get lucky, but there's too many unknowns and you have that money locked up. It might make a lot more sense to just throw it all at auction, right? Recoup all that money, make some profits. Like say if you were to let everything sell at full price, you might make 50% profit margin. But if you did this, you might make like 38% or 36% or something. It's like, it still makes more sense because you get all that money right back. You get to go do it again and again and again and again and again, instead of having tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars of inventory sit there over time, hundreds and hundreds of listings to constantly keep track of. It just doesn't make sense. I don't understand why. And I don't understand why that's seen as like okay for businesses and flippers, but then holding long-term inventory and investments like sealed product is like taboo and a no-no. It's just so inconsistent. It doesn't make sense. People in the hobby provide a service. Why hate on people willing to purchase that service? 100%. Average player is 100% on that. I really want to sell my PC so I can put the money into more gains. However, I still want the items and don't need the money. What to do? What to do? That's a hard one. You know, like some people will sell off their PC if they think they can buy it back for a similar price, or if not, maybe lower in the future in their mind. And so they'll try to sell it and then make some flips, take those profits, buy back their PC collection that they sold off, and then have more profits left over to continue to do that. So that's always an option. But it's risky. Everything you had might rise in value, and then, you're playing the catch-up game. But you never know. Auctions are great. Alex's Whatnot was lit last week. I picked up a lot of good cards. Man, you did, dude. You got some good pickups. Cool part about last week was all those cards were they were not sorted through. So a lot of those could be gradable, man. Maybe you might be able to get some 10s out of those for real. Whatnot is a cancer to the hobby. Even if you aren't scamming, using gambling hype to sell junk slabs that aren't worth the plastic they're encased in. Okay. So you're probably referring to CGC slabs. Now, I'm against CGC. I've gotten crap before for my relationship I have with someone that's, we're not going to talk about it, that has a business that sells CGC slabs in mystery packs. I don't support that business. I don't buy from that business. I could do very well. I have an inside track. I could get preferred pricing on those items. I could sell those through my Whatnot, and I could make money doing that. Do I? No, because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in CGC. I don't believe in that. I don't sell junk slabs on my stream. Last stream, if you tuned in, I sold raw singles that I bought right out of local card shop display cases that I did a vlog about on this channel and sold them straight on the Whatnot stream. Did not sort them, did not pre-grade them. You could have got tons of high value, anywhere from $5 to $10 cards up to $50 plus raw singles that are actually gradable. I opened packs straight out of sealed ETBs, sealed booster boxes, sealed UPCs, etc., right live on screen. And a lot of people had great hits. Don's probably not here today. He pulled the Charizard V, the secret rare from Champion's Path. $200 card out of a $10 Champion's Path pack, right? Like, so, maybe there's some, again, you're shortening the argument down to like a one thing, like, oh, well, just because of this thing, the whole platform's bad. What about people that don't do bad things on the platform? Are they bad too? I just think you need to get a more wide view and not get yourself so locked into negatives and damning like a whole platform or a whole group of people over the mistakes of a few or the bad or some few bad items or bad eggs. That's my advice. But money bros aren't in it for the hobby, I guess. I started in this hobby in 2015. Didn't even know what investing in collectibles was. I bought everything for collection purposes. My first buys were Jungle Fossil base set, unlimited sets in a binder. I then moved into buying like one of every pack art from base Jungle Fossil. I then moved into buying the original base set starter deck I still have up there. I then moved into other starter decks from WotC, and I then moved into other cards and other sealed products, and then I started grading. And it wasn't until like a year and a half, 2 years in this hobby where I actually started to invest. I actually started to stop spending money on just enjoyment, and I started to actually buy things with the intent of them appreciating in value. And I still hold things to this day, as I said earlier, that I literally just collect. You think I'm investing in Dragon Ball Z VHS tapes in my other room? Do you think I'm investing in these complete in box Game Boy games? And do you think I'm investing in Pokemon cereal? So I think two things can be true. You can enjoy the hobby, be a legitimate collector and a legitimate hobbyist, and you can still do other things in the hobby to make money, to help support, whether it's your business or whether it's, support your collection and be able to further your collection by making flips so you can buy more things for yourself, because otherwise you couldn't afford to do it with your regular income. I mean, Winters, man, I think we got to get these kind of negative takes out of the hobby, man. They're just off. They're just off, man. And I'm not trying to come down on you. I'm just saying, like, try to look at things from other points of view. Is buying cases better than buying individual boxes? If you can afford it, yes. Usually, it's a weird thing with cases. And I got to get going here soon, guys. I got to meet up with Eli. But I got a few minutes. But it's a weird thing. When sets are brand new, you can usually get the boxes in the case, like per case, cheaper. When things age and they get more scarce, sometimes you'll see the value of the sealed case actually outpace the value of 6 individual boxes. So I don't know what time frame that happens or what scarcity level that happens, but it is a weird thing. If you go and look at some like XY and Sun and Moon sealed cases, people will actually ask for and sometimes get a premium over buying 6 individual boxes. And so I like to buy cases for that reason, because, you know, it's the same thing as buying like sealed things, right? Like you can always break them down, like collection boxes, tins, anything like that. You can always break the item down and sell the parts individually. Same thing with cases. I can always crack the case and sell each box individual, but if the case is doing better, I can just sell the whole case. It's easier, less shipping, one sale. And so I prefer cases if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, hey, box is still great. There's nothing wrong with buying, you know, single boxes. It's all good. Catch 'em collectibles. Catch 'em all collectibles. 10 years. Where's Moonbryon Raw? Oh man. Oh man. I think it'll be over 1,000, but under 2. Does that work? I'm gonna say between $1,000 and $2,000. That's my guess. That's my guess. Isn't Pokemon inherently gambling? Yeah, I mean, opening packs is gambling. And here's the thing, it's just like, if you don't like it, don't do it. Like, why hate on people? It's like, do you not go to the casino? Like, do you not have fun going and watching the roulette ball spin, or playing some hands of blackjack with your friends, or throwing the dice at the craps table? Is that not fun for you? Do you not have fun doing that? I don't know. I mean, it's like, you know, do you not bet on sports with your friends, or play the Super Bowl games with the squares, trying to guess what points it's going to be at the end? Like, I mean, do you not play cards? Do you not play any poker? Do you never gamble on anything in your entire life for fun? So you have the fun aspect. You have the entertainment aspect, right? It's just fun. Yeah, like I said, it's just, I don't know. I'm not going to get any deeper into it, guys. If you're against it, you're against it. All I'm saying is just try to be supportive of people. Like, if people aren't doing anything wrong, if they're not scamming people or lying or cheating or stealing or anything inherently wrong, why are we hating on them? Why are you hating on people for making legitimate money, providing legitimate entertainment, no matter where they do it? That's my advice. I'm on the fence about grading my shadowless base set Charizard. Grade it, Jess. It won't grade well. Likely a 4 or 5. It's my childhood card. Should I keep it in a top loader? I would grade it. It's because it's cheap. You could probably even slide it through at bulk. If not, kick it up to that next level at like what, $19. That way it's at least authenticated. It's in plastic, so it's not going to get any worse condition. It's easier to sell in the future because you have an agreed upon grade. You don't have to say, well, it's moderately played, heavy played, light played, whatever. Who knows? It might get a better grade than you think. It might have more value in the grade than it actually had in the raw card form. My advice for vintage Charizards like that, it makes sense to put them in plastic, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Take it for what you will, Jess. Guys, I got about 5 minutes, and I got to meet up with Eli to discuss the stream at 2. Speaking of booster bundles, do you like sealed displays over sealed bundles? I feel like single bundles are probably the way to go. More liquid. Like for display purposes? Yeah, I kind of like I like a bundle, or I like a booster box or an ETB over like a bundle or a cardboard box. Like, obviously. For like investment wise, like long-term growth, I don't know. I think it's probably maybe the same. Maybe the display will do better. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't think one way or the other is going to be a massive difference where it's like you're going to be kicking yourself. You didn't do one or the other. It'll probably be pretty similar, returns. I wouldn't dig into that too deeply. Just do what you want. Do what you like more. Everyone holding SV feels like long-term dead money. It will grow, but these first few sets, well, you could say that, but it depends on your entry point. Around Black Friday, Christmas time, I bought, I was buying Paradox Rift for $75. I was buying Paldea Evolve for $80. And so if you look at there's Paldea Evolve sales right now at $100. So it's already up $20 per booster box. So if I were to sell a case of those and I could get $600, I only paid $480 for it, even after fees and shipping, I could actually already profit on that technically. And so it just depends, right? That's why I hate the whole MSRP argument. It's like, if these ever get to MSRP, I'm basically going to be double my money on every set, every single set I bought almost. And so it's like, it just depends on when you got in, what you're looking for. I'm not looking to do a whole lot of work with my investing, right? And so, you know, for it to rise at all in the first couple of years, it's a plus. But usually the gains you see in the 3, 4, 5 year range make up for the gains you didn't see in the first 2 years, and it averages out to still be, you know, like I said, better gains than a lot of other places you could see in 5 years' time. That's me though. If you're, you know, if you want to churn and burn, you want to flip, might not be for you. Do you think it's inherently wrong to wait for a set to be at least 6 months old? No, I don't mind spending a bit more. No, not at all. No, that goes directly to Hella Strong's point. If you're worried about having dead inventory sit around, you're worried about having your money locked up without seeing gains, like quick gains. Yeah, you definitely want to wait. Maybe even more than 6 months. You usually want to wait like till a reprint comes. You know, usually sets don't start to appreciate until like 1 to 2 years. Especially after the last reprint comes. And so like Silver Tempest Lost Origin, you could have waited like what, year and a half, not bought any. And then when it reprinted, you could have got into them at like 110, 120 a box instead of getting into them $90, $100 a box 2 years ago or whatever. And so for a lot of people, that made more sense. Like, I paid 10, 20% more, but I had all that money to use in those 2 years. So yeah, it's definitely a strategy you can take, Jimbo. A lot of people do take that strategy. Is Seal 151 a good hold? Is there going to be more reprints? I mean, I would think there's going to be reprints. The chance I'm taking is that this last wave could be the last wave of UPCs. So I put a lot of money into UPCs recently because I got them at a good price. But I don't hold any ETBs. I hold some PC ETBs, but I don't hold any ETBs or booster bundles right now because I think if a reprint comes, those will probably be the 2 items they target for the reprint. And so I would expect a reprint. Oh, you're talking about Japanese. Sorry, man. Well, that's my English question. If you guys are wondering about English, that's my thoughts on English. Japanese, man, they're not coming. Where's the reprints? I'm not a Japanese investor or collector, so I'm like the wrong person to ask on this. But yes, I think 151 is just going to be a timeless product. I think it'll do good. Japanese, English, it doesn't matter. That's my opinion. I think they'll all the 151 in 2, 3, 4, 5 years will all be more than it is now, in my opinion. You going to CollectCons this year? Yeah, I'm going. You know, I live in Missouri, so I'm obviously going to go to Kansas City. I know it's so bad, but look, it's 3 hours away. I'm going to Kansas City. This makes sense. I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to New Jersey, Collecticon, and haven't confirmed anymore, but definitely those 3 right now. What do you think of mini tins? You know, they're cute. They're a fun product, fun to collect. You know, some of them do well. I know the Celebrations one did well. Some other ones do well. You know, it's just do you see opportunity there? Obviously the packs inside determine the value. And you know, they do have a collectability aspect to them. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's not like you're going to get crushed by mini tins. If I had a choice between mini tins and booster boxes, I'm going to take booster boxes, in my opinion. $35K steps today. Touch grass if you haven't yet. Average player, what do you do for a living? Yeah, the Master Balls in 151. That's just Japanese 151. That's going to help the demand just continue into the future. How do you feel about collecting first edition Flareon, Jolteon, Jungle high graded slabs? Do you think collecting high grade Jungle Fossil is a good investment? I think it could be. You know, I do think base Jungle and Fossil will always have a good amount of demand, so they'll always be pretty liquid. Again, for me, in my opinion, I still think Modern Sealed's a better play if we're just talking about numbers, right? I just think having a low risk, high reward ratio, you know, the entry points are easy and it's so proven. But if it's like something you really like and want to collect and you're wondering if it can grow in value, yeah, I think those can grow in value over time. And I think they're great collection pieces. So yeah. Especially the first edition. The first edition stamps. First edition stamps are good because they didn't make those very long. They only made them for like the first era and then just in a Neo, and that was it. There was no more first edition stamps after that. And so first edition stamps, they're always good to hold on to, I think. You know, I get it, Winters. Like, I know there are scammy and scummy things that happen. But hey, there's scammy and scummy things that happen right here on YouTube with a lot of scammy and scummy people. We still get on YouTube every day, right? But what do? You make sure you don't go and watch those people. You go to the channels that you enjoy that aren't those scammy, scummy people. Same thing with Whatnot, right? Just stay away from those channels. Let the free market do its work. Hopefully, eventually, enough people will see them for what they are, and they'll stop tuning in, and they'll go somewhere else, and the free market will work itself out. If people are really scamming people and scummy and selling things with no value, eventually people catch on. At least you would hope they would. But yeah, that's my advice. Just stay away from those people, but don't like damn a whole group of people or a whole platform for the actions of others. You know what I'm saying? That's my only really thing on that, man. How much caffeine do you drink? Not much, actually. I have a cup of coffee in the morning. When I get up, I kind of break fast, right? I just have like a piece of peanut butter and jelly toast or like an English muffin with peanut butter and jelly and a cup of coffee, you know, before I go to the gym. And then sometimes I don't have any more caffeine. Sometimes I'll have a soda with dinner if we have like, you know, pizza or like burgers or something. But a lot of times I'll drink water or like tea. Like I don't have a lot of caffeine. Maybe 1 or 2 things a day of caffeine. Nothing crazy. No, he's not. We don't start till 2, man. We just get together beforehand to hash things out. By the way, I do gotta get going, guys. Man, I appreciate every one of you. If I didn't get to your question, I'm really sorry. I gotta get going. Pokemart USA on YouTube. Catch us live in 45 minutes on his channel. I hope to see all of you guys there. I really appreciate all you guys showing up to spend the middle of the day with me here. We like 140, 150 people in here. That's wild, guys. Thanks for all the support. I hope all of you got something out of it. I hope it made sense, and I hope you guys, you know, it helps navigate your own buying and selling, and you know what you're gonna keep, what you're gonna auction, what you're gonna hold, how you're gonna move into things going forward. And it's what I'm here for, guys. Just trying to help you guys out. Let's see. Toasted Andrew Dicker? I toasted PB and J toast or English muffin in the morning. All right, guys, so that's all I got. I will see all you guys in 45 minutes. If not, I'll see you guys back here on a new video. Hopefully I'll have one up tomorrow. And then we got the box break on Thursday night, as always, on YouTube. And yeah, that's it. We're out.